Hi everyone, today's book is The Power of Full Engagement, Managing Energy, Not Time, is the key to high performance and personal renewal. What is energy management, and how can one effectively manage their energy? Individuals who achieve high efficiency in completing various tasks face the challenge of busy schedules. Therefore, time management is essential. However, being efficient doesn't solely mean completing tasks quickly, it also involves completion quality. In other words, apart from improving efficiency, we must also focus on enhancing effectiveness. The authors of this book are Jim Loehr and Tony Schwartz. Jim Loehr is an American psychologist and a member of the American Psychological Association. Tony Schwartz is the CEO of an energy management organization. He derived his experiences from working with professional athletes and then formulated theories and a comprehensive set of methods. Their book Energy Management explicitly states that managing energy, not time, is the foundation of high-performance efficiency. Both authors have collaborated with many globally renowned companies to assist their employees in improving their energy management skills. In this issue, we will elaborate on 3 topics. 1. What is energy management? 2. The 4 sources of energy management. 3. How to practice energy management. Let's take a look at the first point. Energy management is the foundation of high performance. With the continuous acceleration of social development, the pace of life is also accelerating. People aspire to accomplish more within adequate time. However, in the pursuit of efficiency, we may feel tired, especially when facing increased pressure in middle age, needing to balance career and family responsibilities. For example, you may plan your 12-hour workday meticulously without wasting a minute. Still, after a few hours, your attention, thinking, and patience may decline, making it challenging to complete tasks at a high level. You can use reminder software to remember family birthdays, but when you get home, it's hard to detach yourself from work, and your mind keeps wandering, making it difficult to be fully present with your family. Even with efficient time management, we need more energy to handle everything. So, what can we do about it? Let's look at how a particular profession addresses this issue. Athletes need to maintain excellent performance continuously under high competition pressure. How do they manage it? The 2 authors' research on energy management began in the sports field. Through interactions with numerous athletes, they found they could maintain optimal performance only by managing energy well. They applied these findings to non-sports fields and collaborated with companies and organizations. Surprisingly, they discovered that the challenges faced by ordinary professionals far exceeded those of athletes. This conclusion may sound counterintuitive, but upon closer examination, it makes sense. Athletes spend 90% of their time training to achieve good results in the remaining 10% of the time during competitions. As a result, they prepare extensively, including strict control of sleep, diet, and training plans. However, ordinary people rarely have a large amount of training time or sufficient preparation, yet they need to perform well in their daily work. Additionally, an athlete's career is much shorter than an ordinary person's, typically within 10 years, while an average person needs to sustain their work status for 30 years. This means everyday professionals must work more durably and rest less than athletes. The authors found that to maintain optimal performance, one must be fully engaged, whether an athlete or an ordinary professional. Being fully engaged requires physical activity, emotional connection, focused thinking, and strong will. A fully engaged person's day is as follows. I wake up in the morning, looking forward to the day's work. Staying focused at work and maintaining positive emotions during interpersonal interactions. Fearlessly facing challenges and difficulties. Returning home in a happy mood, clearly setting boundaries between work and life. Being fully present with family and loved ones. However, according to Gallup's survey data, less than 30% of American workers can fully engage. 55% are disengaged, and 19% are actively disengaged. Full engagement requires abundant energy, making energy management the foundation of high performance. What exactly is energy? The second point concerns energy as the capacity to do physical, emotional, thinking, and willpower. Let's start with physical energy. For athletes, the importance of physical energy is self-evident, but its significance is often underestimated for office workers engaged in mental labor. However, physical energy is the foundation of all other energy forms and directly impacts them. From a biological perspective, energy is derived from the chemical reaction of oxygen and glucose. In practical life, physical energy depends on our breathing patterns, diet structure, and daily routines. Breathing is a natural process that people rarely pay deliberate attention to, but it is closely related to our state of being. When we feel angry or anxious, our breathing becomes short and rapid, affecting our emotions and thinking abilities. The simplest way to cope with this is through diaphragmatic breathing, for instance, inhaling for 3 sets and exhaling for 6 sets. Such breathing methods help gather energy and induce deep relaxation, aiding energy recovery. Another crucial source of physical energy is food. In a hungry state, other things are hard to draw our attention as our energy is depleted. Therefore, eating too little directly affects energy acquisition. On the contrary, overeating can also impair energy. High sugar, high fat, and simple carbohydrates have lower conversion efficiency and release less energy than low-fat proteins, vegetables, and complex carbohydrates. When we wake up in the morning, we have not eaten for about 10 hours, and even if we don't feel hungry, our blood sugar levels are relatively low. So breakfast is essential. Eating 5 to 6 low-calorie and high-nutrition meals throughout the day is best to maintain stable energy levels, as even the most energy-dense foods cannot support high performance for 4 to 8 hours. Besides breathing and diet, sleep is the most critical source of energy restoration. Sleep deprivation negatively affects strength, cardiovascular endurance, emotions, and overall energy levels. The more extended and more continuous night shifts tend to be less efficient and more prone to errors. The body needs 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night. Short naps of about 20 minutes during the day can also effectively restore energy. Now, let's discuss emotional energy. Emotions encompass positive and negative feelings. Positive emotions help us build confidence, enhance self-control, and cultivate good interpersonal relationships, while negative emotions reduce efficiency and create interpersonal conflicts. The relationship between emotions and work performance is evident in athletes. Athletes with stable emotions usually have more stable competitive states. Those who often get angry may reach their peak state, but it is difficult to sustain it. Emotions not only affect work performance but also directly influence health. For instance, a scientist tracked and studied a group of nuns to investigate the correlation between emotions and disease. He found that nuns who used more positive words in self-descriptions had longer lifespans and achieved more. Just as sleep is an effective recovery method for physical energy, engaging in enjoyable activities can help rejuvenate emotional energy. Setting aside time each week to develop personal interests and hobbies is beneficial for maintaining positive emotions. Besides hobbies, social relationships are another source of positive emotional experiences. Engaging in conversations with family and regularly meeting friends can replenish emotional experiences. In practical life, many busy individuals allow unfinished work to encroach on their time and even feel guilty about indulging in hobbies while work remains incomplete. However, from the perspective of emotional experiences, having relaxing and enjoyable moments helps maintain positive emotions. The third aspect is thinking energy, which helps us maintain focus and optimism. Martin Seligman, the father of positive psychology, spent many years studying the relationship between positive thinking and work performance. He developed a survey to measure people's level of optimism and distributed it to a sales department in a company. The results showed that salespeople ranking in the top 50% of optimism had 37% higher sales than those ranking in the bottom 50%. Moreover, salespeople in the top 10% of optimism had a remarkable 88% higher sales than those in the bottom 10%. Additionally, salespeople with lower optimism had higher turnover rates. To achieve focus and optimism, we need to develop our thinking energy. Just like physical and emotional energy, thinking energy requires rest and rejuvenation. However, the rest of the thinking energy is often overlooked. People often work for extended periods without breaks, but in reality, thinking consumes considerable energy. The brain, which accounts for only 2% of body weight, requires 25% of the body's oxygen supply. With sufficient rest for thinking, judgment errors may occur and creativity may continue. Optimizing thinking energy also includes adequate preparation and regular reflection. For example, contemplating the day's work on the way to the office and summarizing the gains and losses at the end of the day. These activities help us focus on essential matters and reduce the wastage of thinking energy on trivial tasks. Lastly, willpower energy refers to the courage and belief to live according to one's values. Balancing dedication to others and caring for oneself is essential for willpower and energy to endure. A notable example of willpower energy is the famous American actor Christopher Reeve, who portrayed Superman. After a horse-riding accident that left him paralyzed, he faced despair and even contemplated suicide. However, he found his source of willpower energy by committing to his family, seeking treatments for his condition, and contributing to the world. This intense determination helped Reeve to regain his spirits. He founded the Christopher Reeve Foundation, wrote 2 autobiographies, and even returned to the film industry. Part 3: How to manage energy. The fundamental principle of energy management is to expend and restore energy regularly. Both overuse and underuse of energy can weaken our overall vitality. Just like in fitness, where we shouldn't exceed our capacity to avoid muscle injuries, nor should we do too little to prevent muscle atrophy, energy management requires balancing expenditure and restoration. For physical energy, we need to focus on work, exercise, and adequate sleep and rest. For emotional energy, it's essential to maintain a positive outlook, engage in social interactions, allocate time for personal interests, and spend time with family and friends to replenish positive emotions. Thinking energy involves exercising concentration and positive thinking while consciously giving our brain periods of rest to combine mental and physical efforts. For willpower, energy, consumption, and restoration are closely interconnected. Activities like meditation and serving others help strengthen the sense of purpose and renew willpower energy. To manage energy effectively, it's crucial to respect the cycle of energy expenditure and restoration for each type of energy. In a busy work environment, taking regular breaks to rest and rejuvenate is essential. After working for 90 to 120 minutes, the body signals the need for rest, like yawning, decreased attention, or stretching. Taking 10 to 15 minutes to engage in activities like listening to music, climbing stairs, meditating, or chatting with colleagues can help restore energy and improve productivity in the following work segment. In energy management, stress is not our enemy. The right level of challenge and pressure helps us break limits and improve our abilities. We can achieve growth and progress by pushing ourselves beyond our comfort zones, but not into overwhelming stress. Developing a personalized energy management plan involves the following steps. 1. Clarify goals. Identify what is most important to you and where you want to invest your energy. This is a process of self-awareness and connecting with your core values. 2. Face reality. Assess your current energy management and determine the gap between your goals and actual performance. Ask yourself questions and rate your efforts in different areas to gain insight into what needs improvement. 3. Align with values. Connect your daily actions with your core values. For example, if respecting others is crucial to you, analyze whether making people wait aligns with that value and use it as motivation to improve. We all know it's easier said than done, and making practical changes is the most challenging step. Throughout history, people have believed self-discipline is crucial during change. For example, overcoming the inertia and lack of motivation each time one should exercise can be difficult when deciding to engage in more physical exercise. Individuals with weaker self-discipline often need help to maintain consistency. However, the author believes we have limited mental energy each day for self-regulation. An experiment by a psychologist demonstrates that only about 5% of human behavior is governed by self-awareness, while the remaining 95% is automatic reactions or responses to specific needs. So, the key to change lies in establishing new habits. Once these habits become automatic, they require less self-discipline. Developing a new habit takes about 60 to 90 days. It's essential to make your plans as precise as possible. For instance, instead of saying you'll exercise 2 or 3 times a week, specify the exact days and times, like exercising at 7 p.m. on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. The more specific the actions, the less need to dwell on completing them. Moreover, avoid trying to change too much at once. Focus on establishing one new habit before moving on to the next. Many people need help with their New Year's resolutions because they try to implement too many changes simultaneously, which makes execution challenging and often leads to returning to old habits after a short time. Additionally, any change plan must align with practical circumstances. If you last exercised in years, setting a goal of running 5 times a week for 5 kilometers each time might not be realistic and could lead to giving up. Remember that change isn't immediate, it requires patience and gradual progress. Taking things step by step increases the chances of success. This process involves translating learned knowledge into action by clarifying your goals, assessing the current situation, and making changes progressively. The book provides an example of Roger, a middle-aged man and a successful sales manager in a large company overseeing a significant business area. He and his wife had a typical upper-middle-class lifestyle with substantial income, a comfortable living environment, and 2 children. Despite their success, their busy work schedules left little time for family, leading to deteriorating relationships. Roger's transformation journey began when his boss became dissatisfied with his performance. After assessment, Roger identified 5 significant challenges: low energy levels, negativity, poor interpersonal relationships, lack of passion, and emotional struggles. His fundamental issue was his declining physical health and energy due to a lack of exercise and an unhealthy diet. The first step toward change was helping Roger clarify his life goals and values. He identified his core values as prioritizing family, working hard, and respecting others. The second step involved recognizing the gap between his current reality and his goals. Then, Roger developed a change plan focusing on improving his physical health through regular exercise, adopting a healthier diet, and spending more quality time with his family. These changes were not directly related to his work, but they significantly improved his overall well-being, increasing work efficiency, positivity, and energy. After successfully establishing these changes, Roger proceeded to the following stages, considerably improving his career, family relationships, and personal satisfaction after a year of dedicated effort.